good. Thank you. So there was, I guess, confusion in the schedule, so they're recording it. So we're just going to do like a mini recording and then we'll just make it short. All right, good morning, everyone. I am Captain La'Keisha Haynes. I am the station officer in charge for the Blacksburg Medical Recruiting Station. We are in charge of basically finding medical professionals to serve in the Army, and that's going to be either direct commissions or HPSP scholarship opportunities that we do have. With my team, I have a station commander, Sergeant Avila, here with me, the station commander. And I also have Lieutenant Rodriguez, who would be the incoming station OIC as well. All right, so a little bit about myself. I'm a native of Charleston, South Carolina, graduated from University of Hawaii 2018 DMG. I'm a 70 Bravo by trade, Med Service Corps officer. Some of the opportunities that I got to serve as a human resource sergeant when I was an NCO, medical platoon leader, battalion medical operations officer, and I was also the SPO med for my battalion as well. I'm currently serving as the Healthcare Recruiting Station OIC right now, and I am soon to head off to Army Baylor Occupational Therapy Doctoral Program. All right, so this is the why of why I do this, right? So I used to be a cadet just like you guys. I got to serve as a battalion commander for my program. I'm understanding that you guys are #1 in the nation right now, so congratulations to that. That's a huge accomplishment. Very honorable for you guys. So I also remember being a cadet and how sometimes just troubling it can be to figure out what you exactly want to do for your path. But here as AMEDD recruiters, we want to make sure that your inspiration, your desires kind of line up with what the Army has for yourself. We want to allow you to know what opportunities the Army does have for you when it comes to medical professions. All right, so here's just the book list that I do have. You can look at that at a later time. And then for our mission. So our mission for medical recruiting is the Army Medical Department recruiting aims to identify and attract outstanding ROTC cadets who are committed to excellence in medical care and dedicated to serve our nation. Our goal is to build a skilled team of Army medical professionals who lead with integrity and support the health and readiness of our soldiers and their families. All right, so the Army Department has at least 4 branches that is composed under the medical department. So we have the medical corps, which is going to be like your doctors, your physicians. You have the dental corps, which is going to be your dentists, veterinarian corps, which is all veterinarians. And then you also have the medical service corps, which is going to be like your 70 Bravos and your social workers. You also have the Army Nurse Corps that you can also branch into directly from ROTC. And then we have the Army Medical Specialist Corps, which is going to be your physical therapists, your occupational therapists, your dietitians. All right, some of the AMEDD programs that is available for ROTC cadets to apply for when they apply for the Ed Delay. The first one is our #1 priority for AMEDD mission. It's going to be when you go to med school. So if you're studying or you would like to go into med school to study MD or osteopathic medicine, this is an opportunity for you guys. So you can apply for your Ed Delay. Your Ed Delay is max of 48 months. With that, you can apply for the HPSP scholarship, which is the Health Profession Scholarship, pays for your full tuition, books, fees. It also gives you a stipend of $2,800 a month, and you can get a sign-on bonus of $20,000 while you are a student. When you're on Ed Delay and you're taking the HPSP scholarship, you are literally just a student while you're in med school. So your only obligation for military is to go to BOLIC during the summer time frame, but you will be coordinated with that with your program manager. So your contract will be conjoined with ROTC along with the HPSP scholarship contract, which will be equated to 4 years. So in the later slide, I'll let you see the breakdown of that. Other programs that we do have available is going to be Doctor of Dental. So if you want to be a dentist, you can go to dental school and we can pay for that. Same obligations, same scholarship obligations as well. For veterinary medicine, I know Virginia Tech has a large veterinary medicine school here. Awesome opportunity for this. This is a 3-year scholarship, so you'll still apply for the Ed Delay. You'll be awarded the delay, your first year of veterinary medical school, you'll actually apply for this scholarship. So after you commission with ROTC during that summer time frame, just get with the AMEDD recruiter. They can start on your packet for this scholarship program. I will say this is the probably #1 most competitive scholarship in the nation, with only 35 slots available and about 90 people applying. So that's less than half of people that is going to get accepted for the scholarship. But guess what? The Army wants leaders who are already served in the military capacity. So if you're a cadet, if you've served prior service, you have the upper hand when you apply for this scholarship. So that's really great to know. Some other opportunities, if you would like to go to physical therapy school, get your master's in nutrition, or occupational therapy school, there's 2 ways that you can do this. You can apply for the ed delay, and you can go to school on your own, and you can pay for that on your own, or you can go to the Army Baylor programs that we do have. So Army has a program with Baylor University in San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston, where everything is paid for, your full tuition, you're staying on active duty, and you're going to school for 18 months, and then you do an internship for 1 year with this. So that's 2 opportunities that you can do when you want to do those type of programs. Next, we do have some other programs like the Master's of Social Work, where the Army has their own active duty program as well as school program with University of Kentucky, and you can get your master's of social work as well. And that's going to be a 24-month program that we do have, and you're staying on active duty the whole entire time. So you're getting paid your full salary, school's already paid for everything, which is an awesome program too. All right, so what do we offer with the health profession scholarship? So like I was saying before, this is full tuition, books, fees paid for, $20,000 a session bonus for those that are going to med school and dental school. This bonus is not applicable to veterinarians or any other student programs, but for those that are pursuing to be a physician, this is an opportunity for you guys. And then, like I said, the stipend of $2,800 a month while you're in school. This stipend does go up every year, every July of every year as well. Also, while you're in school during the summertime frame, you have the opportunity to do rotations of 45 days each summer, and you get paid active duty time as well in that. For ROTC cadets, you will not have to go to direct commission course, which is essentially equivalent to our basic training for all AMEDD. It's only a 4-week course at Fort Sill, basically teaching you drill and ceremony, but as cadets, you get to bypass that with all of your training that you've done in their previous years as a cadet. You will go to BOLIC in Fort Sam Houston, and for HBSV students, that's only going to be 4 weeks at Fort Sam Houston, where you'll learn how to be a medical professional in your capacity. And some other trainings you get to do, clinical rotations at Army facilities. Service obligations. All right, so everybody wants to know, if I take the scholarship, how many more years will add to my contract, right? How many more years am I going to be dedicated to the Army? So if you are taking a ROTC contract, if you're on contract for active duty, and your contract is 4 years, you'll add that 4 years ROTC scholarship contract, and then you'll add your 4-year HBSV scholarship as well. And that's going to be your 8 years active duty service obligation that you will serve once you have finished medical school and once you have finished your residencies. So that obligation does not begin until you finish residency. While you're in medical school, you'll continue to be a second lieutenant the entire time. Once you graduate medical school, you'll promote to a captain, bypassing first lieutenant. So theoretically, you won't, bytrack or be sidetracked from your peers that graduate from ROTC. So you'll be a captain within 4 years of finishing in residency program. You'll be a captain as well, and you'll be paid as an active duty captain, even though your active duty service will not begin. So it's a great program. Yes. Just another sidetrack, if you are taking a 3-year ROTC scholarship, then you are taking a 4-year HBSP scholarship, then your active duty service will be 7 years. So it just depends on which scholarship you're trying to take. And then for the Baylor students, for the OT, PT, and nutrition programs, if you take a 4-year ROTC scholarship, and the Baylor programs are usually going to be 30-month trainings at Fort Sam Houston for the education portion. And then you have a 60-month ADSO as well with that. So that is going to be a continuous of 11.5 years that you're serving active duty service. That's including your school time at Baylor as well too. All right, so pre-application process. So as you are a junior right now, or even as a senior, you can start to talk to AMEDD recruiters to ensure that you meet the eligibility criteria, right? Senior year, you want to apply for Ed Delay with ROTC program, making sure that you are selected for that. I'm understanding last year, 119 people applied for the Ed Delay and about 97 were selected. So the select rate is pretty high, which is great, but you want to ensure that your Ed Delay packet is really strong, because if you do not have this Ed Delay, then you will not be able to do any of these programs. You can apply for them later on in your career, once you at your first duty assignment, 18 months boots on ground, but this is the prime time to apply for these programs while you're in ROTC. For vet core HBSP, application process will start no later than September, first year of your vet school. So you'll already commission, you already have your Ed Delay approved, you'll commission with ROTC, but your first year into vet school, that's when you need to start your application process with your AMEDD recruiter. And remember, that is the most difficult board to process for, so ensure that you talk to an AMEDD recruiter immediately if you want to, or if you're interested in that program. For the MedCore HBSP programs, for people that's going to medical school, you can apply any month with those programs, and you can be boarded any month for that, as long as you have your Ed Delay approved. To receive our ROTC, so you'll receive your ROTC contract forms from the program. So you're going to need your DA 59-7 series, DD4, and your 2808. So I know you guys get medically qualified when you go to camp with your lab results. So make sure you have all that on hand, because that's what we utilize when we're building your board packets. And you'll also need your Ed Delay form signed by the PMS at least. And then when you commission from ROTC, we're going to need your DA 71, because we will not recommission you. We'll just have you sign the contract since you're already commissioned officer. For the Baylor student programs, OT, PT, and Masters in Nutrition, you'll apply online through OTCAS, PTCAS, and DCAS. The application window opens up from July to September of each year. So if you're going into your senior year, this is the time that you would already apply. So the application process is about to actually end the end of this month. You'll need an approved Ed Delay when you get boarded for the Army. So this is a dual process application. So you'll apply with Army Baylor first. Once they have reviewed your packet and done your interview and accepted you move to the second process, you will actually board with the Army nationally to compete for this. You'll board in March, you'll get the results in March timeframe, and then you'll commission with the ROTC, and you'll head off to Bullock, and then you'll be stationed at Fort Sam Houston for your training. And then also, if you are National Guard or Reserves, you do not need an Ed Delay for any of these student programs at all, which is nice. For IPAP, we don't process, as AMEDD recruiters, we don't process IPAP programs at all. This is directly with IPAP. IPAP is going to be your physician assistance program that the Army does have. It's an active duty program. For this, you'll go ahead and commission as an active duty officer or in the Guard, actually, or the Reserves. You'll be able to apply within 18 months of boots on ground at your first duty assignment. There's 100 slots per year. And then you'll go to school for, I believe, 29 months. And it's an active duty program that you'll stay at school. And then you'll become a physician in the Army, or physician assistant in the Army. All right, some TTPs to be competitive when you're competing for these boards. So overall GPA, right? So you want to ensure that your GPA stays high, at least at 3.2 and up. For your standardized testing, if you're going to medical school, you have to take the MCAT. For the HBSP scholarship, you need to score at least a 500 with the line scores of 124. If you do not score those lines, we can give you a waiver, but it's a little bit difficult. So ensure that you're making that MCAT score completely. For the DATs, for the people that's going to dental school, we don't require this test results, but just believe that the dental school requires this. And then for the Army Baylor programs, student programs, you're going to be required for the GRE to take that. You need a score of a 300. Usually you need like around 149 or 150 for each line score. And then for interview process or vet core, HBSP, and the Baylor programs, you will be interviewed during your process by a program manager. And your goal is to basically score a most qualified or highly qualified. With this, I would tell you to reach out to AMEDD recruiters, your cadre, to kind of conduct mock interviews to ensure that you are properly interviewing, making sure that you do well. I would advise that you do shadowing hours conducted at military facilities if you are applying for any of the Army Baylor programs for OT-PT. For PT school, you are going to need at least 100 hours of shadowing hours. And for OT school, you only need 24. But to be competitive, I will always suggest, hey, do at a military facility, like Fort Liberty is close to us. Also, the VA Center in Salem is really close to us. So anywhere that you can get some visibility with like H2F teams, any physical therapists, OTs, that's going to be really beneficial for you. And then also having 3 strong letters of recommendation. So it's required for you to have the minimum of 3 letters of recommendation. I always say that you should have 1 active duty SME officer writing your letter of recommendation. So it's imperative that you find that SME and get that mentorship from them time now so you can get that letter of recommendation for you. For those that are applying to medical school, you do not have to get one from an active duty officer as long as you have 3 letters of recommendations. These recommendations can be from your student advisors, your instructors at ROTC, your instructors within your school, your professors. And then your leadership roles, right? So we all are aiming to be, leaders in the Army. So ensuring that you are, whether you're in your student clubs or leadership roles within ROTC, make sure you're doing an outstanding job. Volunteer experience. I know ROTC cadets usually volunteer a lot, so making sure you're tracking those hours. And then statement of motivation. Every applicant is going to be required to perform or write a statement of motivation of why you want to serve in the Army as a medical professional. And that's only going to be 1 page. And then the overall understanding of the military and your fitness level, right? That always matters. All right, so if you are interested in applying for any of these programs that I spoke about today, we are your local AMEDD recruiters. We're here to support you along your journey. So feel free to reach out to us. We are located right across the street in the Hardee's complex over there. So come and visit us. Here's our information. I will be leaving the forefront, but I have my incoming Station OIC, Lieutenant Rodriguez, who will be taking over, along with Sergeant First Class Avila, the station commander, and our outstanding recruiter, Sergeant Snyder, as well. So our information. Thank you for your time. You guys have a great day. Keep crushing it.